Greetings. My name is Paul. I'm an ordained pastor, and I had somebody said that I needed to teach men and women relationships. It's a very difficult subject for me to even approach because I don't practice the Christian faith. I am a born-again believer, but I walk according to the Hebrew lifestyle and according to the kingdom of God. And as we look at relationships throughout the United States alone, we have single parenting rates. We have children that are having children at 13, 14 years of age. Currently, when I was young, around the 1960s, we had a 24% single parent rate. We now have a 74% single parent rate. We taught values to our children such as virginity. And nowadays, virginity is not a big deal. And it's always amazing to me because God said it was a big deal. When we look at creation, and when Adam and Eve was born, he presented Adam with Eve. She came out from him, and I'm just briefly going over this. And then he brought her to him in the garden. God intended relationships to lead to marriage. He wanted marriage on the earth. And I'm here to tell you there's very few people that are out there, even in your concentric circle, that are designed to be single. The rest of you innately through God has been put in there the desire and the purpose to be married, to procreate on the earth, to do something that Adam was to do that we're not doing. And that was to expand the kingdom, to bless your bloodline. But the way we have it now, I mean, you've got currently in America, the millennials have given up on monogamy. They don't believe in monogamy. And at that point, that is egregious to me because now you can't have a relationship that's going to be blessed at all. This sphere that you live on belongs to Jesus Christ. He created it for you. He designed it that you might bring forth the kingdom. And how he did it was through man and woman, accepting their roles. I mean, woman, as we know, some people cannot define it, is a Hebrew word that means a man with a womb. So the spirit of mankind is in a woman. She has the ability to lead just like a man, but purpose oversees, basically it defines position. Even though you have the ability as a woman to lead, that's not your position. You're an invaluable asset. And men haven't been able to see that. Why? Because of what we're experiencing here in America. A 74% single parent rate. That means there are no fathers. And don't give me the baby daddy that he's very actively involved. He's not living with you. He's not married to you. He's not giving his life and earning money and taking a leadership role, teaching his children. He is the protection of the little girls in the home and the only person that can teach a male child to be a man that God designed him to be. What do we have now? Currently, we have a crime rate in my city alone that's incredible. And it's everybody's doing it. I mean, why is that? And they're so violent and they're young. We're seeing 11, 12, 14, 17. Just recently, 3 days ago, we've had teenagers shooting and killing each other as well as adults. Why is that? Because there's no fathers. And there's no fathers because men have no idea what their role is. And they're very insecure around women. They want to be leaders, but they're, come on, let's just be real. Age does not define maturity. And then we have women who want to lead, and you're not designed to lead in a home. So in order for me to teach something like this, we'd have to get you into a system that God created so that you could identify your role and flourish. Oh my gosh. My wife and I, she is my best friend. There's no one else allowed to be my best friend but her. She is the center, and my children are the center of my target. Everybody else is on the outside. How I define myself in my walk with God is how I treat my children and how I treat my wife. And how my wife responds to me, it's the same way. But in order for you to get this Western thinking out of you, I would have to sit there and teach you something that is totally going to be rejected. I'm going to tell you that, because I come from a kingdom. You come from a democracy. Marriage is not a democracy. It's part of a kingdom. And so in that kingdom, there are responsibilities. And if you accept them, God would cause you to flourish. Women would enjoy the husband they're looking for. Men would not sit there and stray and look at other women and go after other women when they would discover what they had right before them. But no one's ever taught them that. My wife is my best friend. I'm telling you, she makes me smile. She knows me, and she's my undiscovered country. In order for you to be able to operate in this, you would have to know this. Men are designed to provide, protect, and have vision and cultivate. Listen to that. They're the ones that are the visionary, not you. You can get vision, but he's the leader. He sets the tone. We have a kingdom that has 613 principles of this kingdom. 3 of them only affect the female. The man is responsible for the whole thing else. And if anything goes wrong in the home, it's not mama's fault. It's daddy's fault. And we have system that we walk in. And so those 4 points is what a man does. A woman, oh my gosh, she is to be fruitful. She is a multiplier. She has discernment. She has the eyes that a man needs, and she reproduces. If a man wants to be affluent, or if he needs support, you need to trust that wife of yours. You need to give the money to the woman because she will reproduce it. Come on, you know enough about a woman. You give her a word, she gives you a sentence. You give her a sentence, she gives you a paragraph. You give her a paragraph, she gives you a novel. You give her a hard time, she gives you hell. I'm here to tell you what she gives back is multiplied greater than what you got. And that's why you get all crybaby, sissy, and oh my God, you hurt me. And you're going to get mad. And then you're going to try to find somebody else that respects you. Well, you know what? The grass is greener on the other side of the fence, but somebody's got to mow that grass. And you need to understand that that woman is your best friend. She will take your vision and multiply it and bring it back. I mean, these are things that if a woman and a man will accept their roles and surrender to the God Most High, Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, and learn the principles of the kingdom, they will have the most successful marriage, and they will have heaven on earth. I'm here to tell you. My wife and I, let me tell you something. I'll give you a personal testimony, and I'm going to be done, because I got to give this to my friend. When she wants me to do anything, or if I'm doing something wrong, she never says anything to me. She gets alone with God, and she tells him, I'm really concerned. I think Dad, that's her nickname for me, is missing it. And if I am, I'm here to tell you, did you know he talks to me about it? And I'll sit there and say, you know what, honey? Golly, God told me this. And she would always tell me, I've already been to the throne. And see, that's operating perfectly. We supernaturally have a connection because God is our center. But we're here to establish the kingdom on the earth. And that kingdom will be through our relationship. And when you enter into our concentric circle, we are that safe place, a city of refuge. When you've done some things you shouldn't have, you can come and be safe. So I hope this has blessed you. I've given you no scriptures, and I really wasn't going to do that with this, but just give you something to think about. If you're not enjoying a relationship with anyone and you're unsure, there's a lot of things you need to know before you enter into it. But one last thing I want to tell you, that remember this and think about it. I'm going to say it slow. Ideas and actions that are contrary to one's personal belief system will be rejected and not acted upon. I promise you, what I'm going to teach you is going to challenge your personal belief system. And many of you are not going to like it. And that's fine. My question is, so you must like what you got. You have a great day. Shalom.